argument here.
Right. Well, I don't know as much, obviously, about the Senate Ethics Committee, but I assume what they will do is they'll start with that photo, which was absolutely revolting, and they'll then want to understand, they'll investigate further what happened in connection with that episode. They'll spend time trying to figure out if there are other episodes. They'll really dig in, and now that there is this concern that's been expressed in the photo that's so terrible, they want to get to the bottom of it. Then they'll make a determination about how to respond, and there are multiple ways they can do that. One of them is censure. Expulsion, obviously, is the most extreme. But, John, I just want to say one word about this. It's important to focus on what's going to happen next in this case, but this is so much more than just Senator Franken and all of these others. I saw a statistic last night that 1 in 6 women in America claim to have been sexually harassed in the workplace. It's not just Congress, and we need to do more, and I hope we get to talk about Representative Spears' legislation, but it's every workplace in America. This is a moment of reckoning in this country. It's a really important conversation we need to have.
Have you seen enough for you to judge whether you think Al Franken should be a U.S. Senator?
Well, in my role on the Ethics Committee, I would want to have the opportunity to speak with the woman who I'm seen on television. I think.
So you're not prepared to say he shouldn't be a U.S.
So I'm not prepared to say that now, but I think that this investigation needs to go forward. It needs to be treated as seriously as it will be.
Have you seen enough in Alabama to say whether or not you think that Roy Moore should be a candidate for U.S. Senate?
Here's what I've seen. I don't know how someone, having heard these stories from women who so bravely have come forward years later, I don't know, given how horrific some of these stories are, how someone like that is going to continue on to seek office. But it's not my opinion here that matters alone. It's all of the Republicans who would be his colleagues in the U.S. Senate who have said that he should drop out.
No, but as an elected official, as a human being, I'm asking you, do you think that you have seen enough to say he is not morally qualified?
I don't think that Roy Moore should continue on in that race. Of course not. And frankly, as these are terrible allegations, and the women who have come forward who have shared these deeply personal, hurtful moments in their lives must be taken seriously.
But why is that different than Al Franken then? I mean, there's one woman, obviously, and she wasn't a teenager at the time. Is that the difference here? She's got a story too.
Right. So Senator Franken is in the Senate, and there's going to be this investigation, and ultimately we'll see where the investigation leads. But I know, given that the Ethics Committee in the Senate, the Majority Leader, the Minority Leader, have all committed to do this, I think it's appropriate for them to determine if there's more, any other details, and then they'll take an action.
But there is a discrepancy when you're saying ultimately for Al Franken, but there's no ultimately for Roy Moore. You're saying I know enough now on Roy Moore.
Well, there's not a situation in Alabama where we're going to wait. I guess, John, the only other way to look at this is, do we wait until all of these charges are litigated, until we have opportunity? There's not a procedure here.